Mic check. Hello, Bryce. Nice to see you as well. Oh yeah, I gotta actually join the call.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, looks like your audio is good. I might turn you up just a little bit. Say
Okay.
say something again.
I can hear you.
All right, I think we're about the same volume now.
Okay, good.
Hello from France. Awesome. Okay, that is a lot of green.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It
Mhm.
was a very good week, and then Dr. Leadfoot had to screw it up for me.
I just realized that that one and that one is both Dr. Leadfoot.
Yeah, I
That's
had
funny.
3 games with Dr. Leadfoot recently. If you look up to the previous week, you'll see there's a Leadfoot game as well. We played all 3 of our possible title tournament games because you can
Mhm.
play each person 3 times in the month.
Oh, I just
And
realized my freaking speakers are on.
oh, okay, well, that's not good. So you reviewed one of these games. I can't
No,
remember.
because
Uh,
that one's empty, this one's been, and then
Yeah,
this one's not.
yeah, but I think you reviewed the one Leadfoot game for Leadfoot, not for
Oh,
me,
gotcha.
because I noticed that it had been reviewed, and then I went to look at your lessons, and you had reviewed it for Leadfoot
I
in a
gotcha.
recent lesson.
Looks like it was this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so why do you think Leadfoot specifically is giving you trouble, aside from them also being
Well,
a Clossy student?
I think, well, it also may have something to do with him being a Benkyo student too,
Hmm.
and I I think he's just getting stronger. And I also think that I may be a, uh, I think when I play, first of all, I played Leadfoot with 4 stones. Then I played him with
Hmm.
2 stones. And then I played him even. And he actually won all 3 games. So good for Dr. Leadfoot. Uh, I find that when I'm playing the DDK players even, I I think I'm being an easier match than I ought to be, and I I really don't know why, but I'm
Probably you're
not
not
doing.
attacking.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's undoubtedly it. I'm not attacking, so
If you never
I need
attack,
to
how do you
do
win?
by having more points.
Well, so here's how the Colossi approach works. The Colossi approach, you play defense first, you don't die, right? That way you can finish the game within a reasonable margin.
Right.
You play big moves to set up fights or to prevent fights or whatever, but you're not really saying that I'm going to make a lead. Now, if you're better at the big moves than your opponent, obviously you can get a lead, but it's not really the point. The point is to create a balance or a position to fight with.
Hmm.
When you attack is when you actually make the positive exchange rate. So yeah, you can make a positive exchange rate just by being better than the other player. But if you're facing someone of your level, in theory, what you're trying to do is you're trying to play big moves to set up a position to make a positive exchange rate, or in other words, attack
Right.
with. So
Right.
if you're skipping attacking, then you won't necessarily lose by a lot. You'll always be like within a close margin, but you'll never actually be able to convert those to wins.
Uh-huh.
So the resignations, I want to say these are you attacking typically or punishing
That
mistakes.
that could be, and let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably the case, and you'd probably be able to find instances of me doing that. Um,
Dead group, very nice. Let's see what this one
yeah,
is. Dead group.
in virtually the same area of the board.
And this one looks like you just had more points, maybe?
Uh, I think that let me see. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, okay, dead
oh,
group. There it is. Dead group.
yeah.
So it's on your uh no, it's not on your side of the board because you were white in the other two, right? It's on the right side. Okay, so typically the reason that can happen is because black builds a position first and black's usually on the right. So either you're going in and they're trying too hard to kill and you reverse it, so that's how they die as black, or you have a position, they try to deal with it and they don't and they die. So that's how you can be that's how you can do it as black.
So that's my win condition.
Yeah, is to play the right side of the board. White can be the bigger position. Like if black is playing like a territorial style and white's playing an influential style, then the fight's probably going to be on the left. But typically, like it's less important, but it's just kind of a fun little thing that we noticed. But yeah, clearly when they die, you win by resignation. So when they don't die, getting a 23.5 lead, usually it's because you did a good attack, but they just didn't die.
Oh,
Oh, they did
let's
die
see.
here. They died.
Uh, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
Would you say that the Go problems are helping? So let's see. Last time I assigned 6 space I,
Oh,
50 in game, and I know I also gave you a J group set or a
yes.
corner life and death set.
I spent a lot of time on the J group set, and I didn't
Awesome.
really get to the other. I got to the point where I did the J group set that you gave me like about 5 times or so,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to the point where I could get them all right except on the first try, except for 5 of them. And
Mm-hmm.
then I created my own J group set that only had the 5 problems in that I was
That's
having
great.
trouble. And then I worked on them. And so that felt really good. And then I also did some random sets of problems. I didn't go to do the end game or the whatever else it was you wanted me to do. I
Mm-hmm.
just was like doing random sets of things at different levels.
Okay.
So I did spend a good deal of time with
Has
Sunigo
the
Dragon.
I think you mentioned the J group has come up once since you started doing that.
I can't remember. I can't remember if it did or not.
I think you
If I
said
said,
you did it once in the Discord, but I don't know if it's come
oh,
up since then.
oh yes, I did mention that, and I can't remember what game it was in. But yeah, something came up.
I
It
guess you
came
don't
up
play a
somewhere.
lot of star points, so it probably doesn't come up as often for you. And I don't know if you're a 3/3 invader, right? J groups usually come up from 3/3
Um,
invasions.
I do 3/3 invasions, but usually um, I do a 3/3 invasion when Points Lover proceeds in what I call Points Lover 1.0, which
Right.
is the way it usually goes,
Hmm.
and then I invade the upper left.
Right.
Um, and if
So
Points Lover doesn't
you're
go
not
as
gonna
usual, if Points Lover does not go as usual, sometimes there is no 3/3 invasion
right. So you
involved.
never really have the star point, and you're gonna live with your J group now that you know how. So I guess it's not going to win you games because you're not going to have a lot of 3/3 invasions on your side, but it does
Right.
prevent you from losing them. So I think that's still really helpful. And if you ever do play star points, I know you sometimes do, then you also will know how to kill it if it comes up. But I guess it wouldn't be like super common for you.
Well, as white, I often will play star points.
Hmm. Maybe. Um, yeah. So if you can attack, I feel like you can get results like this, at least against double-digit Qs if you're just attacking. All right, so let's look at this one you've already looked at with Ben, but I'm really interested in looking at uh, the 3 games with Dr. Leadfoot. That one might be too long ago now. Let's look at this one first, the 5.5.
Okay.
Um, this one is 20.5. This one's 5.5. All right. Wait, what? 5.5, 20.5. Did you mark these incorrectly?
I may have.
Yeah, I think you marked this incorrectly because five and a
Okay.
half was reviewed by Ben, whereas
Oh,
the
okay.
20.5 was not.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, you know what? That was the one that you did, I guess. So I
Hmm.
marked it wrong.
I am curious about this, but let's look at both. And what I'm looking for is I want to figure out how you can beat Dr. Leadfoot specifically.
That would
Because
be
it
helpful.
looks like you had a good, yeah, it looks like you had a good week. So I think focusing on a specific player that you're losing to might be beneficial for this lesson.
Yeah, now chances are he's probably going to want to play even at this point
That's
because
fine.
he did, and that's fine because he did manage to beat me even. So he's probably going to want to try to continue to do that. So
Mm-hmm. Have
we'll
you heard
see.
of a Niaisen or two stone promote or two game promote?
No. Oh, are you talking about um, when you? What do you mean by a two stone promote?
So have you heard of Sanaisen? It's a very thing. It's a Japanese thing that's really old, where if you win 3 games in a row, you promote.
Yeah, I've heard that as
So San is
I've heard
3.
that as referred to as a 3 game Kodoban.
I haven't heard Kataban, but I just know it's like Sanaisen, and then I usually prefer Niaisen because you don't get to play as much as they did in Japan, right?
Uh-huh.
So with Go Club, what I typically do is tell them to do 2 game promotes. So if you win 2 in a row, you change handicap. If you lose 2 in a row, you change handicap the other direction, right?
Yeah,
So I think that could be fun for you and Dr. Leadfoot is if you win 2 in a row, Dr. Leadfoot goes up. If Dr. Leadfoot wins 2 in a row, Dr. Leadfoot goes down. And you just go back and forth. I think it's a fun, competitive little thing that you can do.
that's exactly what um, Ragnar and I are going to do because for quite a while, um, I have not been able to win against him with the handicap that is appropriate for our BKL difference.
Hmm.
So I said, hey, let's find the right handicap. So we did a game at 8 and I won by the skin of my teeth. So we decided that we would go from there using the idea that you've got of changing the handicap.
Hmm.
And I said, well, we could go down to 7 next if he wanted. And he said, well, let's play another one first at 8. And so I guess we'll do a 2 game.
Yeah, do 2 game promote. I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah,
That way it moves at a steady pace, but also you're making sure that you're getting good practice and it's not just a one-off.
right.
I also think that if you're struggling with handicap, it's probably because you're not attacking. So remember
Yeah,
that you don't have to be perfect at attacking. I've been telling students just to aim to get 5 points, 5 points per week group. And if there's multiple week groups, settle, then aim for 5 points. Excuse me. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. So I think with handicap, if your opponent has weak groups everywhere, just have one less than them. So start settling, and then once everyone settles, they should have one more than you. That's when you'll get the 5 points. So if there's 5 groups on the board and you have 2 out of the 3, then let's just settle your 2 and then attack 1. I think it's a great way to play that. Okay, very standard. Okay, do you know about this move to this shape?
No, not really.
It's quite easy, I think. You just play it like this, and you can Tanuki because you have 3 liberties right here. So when you Tanuki somewhere, it's still okay.
Okay.
So I think it's quite nice to get shape against the knight's move. That's why sometimes in old games you'll see the diagonal, and that is because they want the influence without giving you all that stuff. But this one's okay, but typically, or technically, there is still Aji in here. So just don't forget that. The knight's move might seem safer, but actually, I want to say the attachment's safer because it forces more stones. However, the exchange is white gets more influence, but I think you're probably more of a defensive player, so probably you don't mind. Because I think you can deal with your opponent's position a lot easier than you can attack and build your own.
Right.
Hmm. This is definitely a slow move. I think if I want to fix, I would fix here. That's just to make the in-game a tiger's mouth, but I think probably you shouldn't fix. At least here, then. That way you can start looking at this square.
Right.
Okay, not the end of the world. Just one little slack move, maybe. You're poking the 3 space, I'm assuming. You're not playing your 2
Yes.
space thing, so this is pretty
Right.
okay. Yep, good, good. Typically, though, you want the top side from the Shamari, so I want to see like
Right.
this. And then your follow-up would be a shoulder hit.
Okay.
So you're aiming at that square. So remember, the Shamari, or the corner enclosure, wants to go that way first. Because this is the side that's on the 5th line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whereas on the right, it's 1, 2, 3, arguably 4. But the idea is the top side is higher. So you want to develop the top before the right side if everything else is equal. Okay. Both of you playing a pretty solid game. Ooh. Nice. Good job. What the heck? Remember what I just said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, there's 5 weeks groups.
Yeah, so let's just start playing defense. Touch Nobi. You do not want to start a fight here. Okay,
Okay,
you
fine.
want to be on these two stones. You don't want to be on the Shamari right now. You
Right.
might even go down, honestly. But Hane is when you want to fight. So if you're locally, you're trying to gain strength, sure, but like you want to be on these two stones, not the Shamari.
Hmm.
The Shamari is strong. Oh, cool. Well, there's one problem down. You can go here. This one specifically is okay.
Okay.
The reason is you'll never have to worry about this, right? Because there's always going to be
I
either
can
this,
Atari one or the other.
right? Um, I don't hate this move. Like, I think it's good enough to get you to one don, honestly. This is just a little bit better because it takes a liberty, and when you can take a liberty in a position that you're going to attack in the future, it's usually better. You just have to be good at dealing with the cutting points. So, like I said, I don't hate this move. I think it's fine. Just showing you some more. Not good. Why do you think it's not good?
Ah,
Classy, approach it.
I don't know. I seriously don't know.
Okay. What's the first question of Classy approach?
Do I have a weak group?
Mm-hmm.
And it's R7. It's a weak
Right.
group.
So do you
So
think this is a weak group?
I don't need to help that one. No, I
Exactly.
don't need to help that one. So I need to run with the weak one.
Exactly.
Right.
Here is a big move, and also you're attacking, which is great. But Classy approach says defense first. So I want to see here. You could go here if you want to make sure that the white stone gets cut because of the S7 tactic.
Hmm.
You could go here if you want to squeeze us, or R9 if you want to squeeze it. You could go here, but if I was white, I would let you connect for the influence. So I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I think just the idea is play on R7. It's you played it, just follow through. That's not the right move. Good.
I did it on principle because he made a elephant's eye,
Mm-hmm.
and I just
Yeah, good punishment.
did it on principle.
It's a good punishment. Ooh, look, you gained a lead. Awesome, you're winning. Because white gave you this. What did white get in exchange? This?
Influence a little bit,
But
not much.
it's not enough to justify that much, right?
No.
So
I felt pretty good about that.
I think you played almost perfect. I would say B plus because you technically ignored a weak group, so I'll take one letter, but everything else looks perfect. Okay, I see Knight's moves. I don't know if you were watching Batch stream yesterday. He was doing a lesson with a student, and a student played a Knight's move. He's like, Knight's move, running into an opponent's area with a Knight's move. I can't say I recommend that. And in chat, I was like, are you saying that Knight's moves are cuttable?
Knight's moves are cuttable.
Yeah. Oh
He
man.
should sing it.
Yeah, he's got to sing it next time. I got to get him to sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a Knight's move. So immediately, what do we do?
Well, you think about whether or not you want to cut it.
Right. So let's check the outside. Looking like a ladder. Let's check the inside. It's also a ladder. Okay, so not yet. Remember, there's also one more thing. This is maybe 5Q plus, but if you can get good at using the peeps, these are also sometimes ways to bully the Knight's move. In this case, not really. So locally, the only move is to pincer. But I think it's okay that this one's not obvious to you, at least for now. So as long as we check the Knights, we also have to check this Knight's move. This one looks cuttable. Yeah. However, if white is good, then white will just sacrifice it because the influence is worth more.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a lot
Right.
more than 3 stones.
Right, exactly.
All
And
right.
actually, interestingly enough,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Ben reviewed this game with me yesterday afternoon, so it
Mm-hmm.
is fresh in my mind. And there was a point, his final conclusion was that my biggest mistake was not coming out at F15 eventually, and that I should have not bothered to capture the 3 white stones. I think I ended up capturing them,
Mm-hmm.
and that they weren't worth bothering with, I
Okay.
think, if I can remember correctly.
This is definitely a big move, but we're skipping attacking again. Okay,
Okay.
so let's take it from here. This is one thing that we're trying to work on with you. Is we're saying, hey, there's a weak group. Let's make 5 points from it. Make
Yeah.
5 points in Sente. How do you do it?
Um, well, I can play, I suppose, M4.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Let's say he plays your move. Okay, it's good response, and he takes Gote. Let's say he does that or whatever, because Sente defense first, it's fine. He takes Gote, and now you just go along with the regular old cap, which their shape is your shape. So you can go here, you can go here, you can shoulder, and you just follow through. Right, but you've already gotten the
Hmm.
profit. Now White has to live, and you've already cashed out. So as long as you just take Sente, you've already cashed out. So all you have to do is just get a little bit of value from the attack and move on. So yeah, just aim for a few points and Sente. Absolutely, honey. It's the only move.
Yep. Ben said that too.
I bet you it's kind of fun for you to be able to hear both of our comments
It
because
is, and there's more than a few times that you do end up looking at the same game. Not often, but every once in a while.
it would be really interesting if we disagreed on something. That would be
It would be.
fun to watch if I was a
Yeah.
student to get two teachers and then we like see where they disagree. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. You know what I was doing when I was in AYD, when I was actually in the league, I used to bring all of my AYD games to Yin and Yang.
Hmm.
And Yang would spend 45 minutes on them, and Insung had spent maybe 15.
Hmm.
And of course, that was divided between 2 players. So Yang was 45 minutes just for me,
Hmm.
and I was getting about maybe 8 minutes from Insung.
That'd be fun to see though. Speaking of Insong, firstly, did you know he started a YouTube channel to where he's playing Dom players?
I saw one of his posts, and
Hmm.
I watched a good portion of it. It looks good.
Yep. I've already subscribed to the
He's
channel with
playing.
notifications.
Yeah, he's playing on Tie Jam as a 3 dan, and I think he said that that's the highest you're allowed to start
Right.
an account.
Oh, an
So
Insong sandbagging series sounds amazing.
yeah, it
It's going to be
is.
so
It's
educational. Um,
so we'll see Insung rise on Tie Jam.
what about the video clip that I linked you? Were you able to watch that at all?
Which one was that?
Um, it was a clip
Oh
of
yes, I saw.
the
Uh,
invasion.
I think I started to watch that. I don't think I finished it though. Um,
Really? It's
I
only 1 minute.
well maybe that. Are you talking about the one that you dropped in my a DM?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then maybe I did watch the whole thing because I did start it. Yeah. So I must have.
Yeah, he basically said, "Do you know how to kill it, or can this live?" And I said, "No, because you just attack him in the second line." He's like, "Ah, yes, yes, yes." But then if you play this common mistake, then it does live, and I thought that was fantastic. So, yeah, do you remember what the mistake was?
No, I don't.
So, if we go and build a position, let's just throw some stones on. Blah blah blah. I wish I could drag. Da, da,
Oh
da,
yeah,
da,
that.
da,
Okay. Oh
da.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, I've always told my students, how do you kill the 3/3 invasion if the center of the board is done? And
Right.
I've always told you attack them from the second line, which is the correct answer. But typically, I'll say the next move, which is the common mistake, and I was like, just attack them from the second line. They can't live, right? And it's just dead.
Uh,
But then Ensong
mhm.
said, what about go here?
Yeah, yeah. I did see the whole thing because I remember
So
this.
now you have a new weapon at the end of the game. Try to 3-3 your opponents because they might give this option. So the way this works is when they extend, then you go here, they have to fix. You go here, they have to fix. You go here, they have to fix. Eventually you'll get something, right? Eventually you'll get some sort of net going. Um, you should get something at some point. There's a lot of reading involved, and the outside stones definitely matter, but there's a lot of interesting things that could go wrong for black.
Hmm.
Maybe you can do this and then nose the Suji sometimes, right?
Right.
So you never know. Like this move gives you all kinds of forcing moves that I did not know that existed. So the way to kill it is actually to go here on the second move. So you attack it from the second line, but you go one
Yeah.
space away, and
Okay.
now
So
now it's
then
still dead.
basically, by going closer, I guess you've given white more aji to work
Exactly.
with.
I didn't know that. I was so fascinated. I was like, this is something I tell my students all the time. So I made sure to clip it and I sent it to you first because you've heard me say it the most.
Right.
So I thought you would enjoy that.
Yes. And it's really great though that a lot of the people that I end up playing don't know to do it. So if I go in, I
Hmm.
might live.
Yeah, I really wish I had more time and money. I would just try to watch like an Ensong video maybe once a week or twice a week and just like tell my students the things that I learned that are relevant. Like here's little secret
It would
weapons to
be
beat the single digit Qs.
really, it would be really, really great if you could translate some of that stuff.
I haven't done that specifically, but did you see the campaign for the single digit Q stuff that I've done? I don't know
Uh,
if you've had time to
I
yet.
I did not look at the single digit one yet. I looked a little bit at the middle
Ignore,
one.
yeah, the Secret Grove is not like I'm just starting it, so this is nothing yet.
Okay, fine. Then I
Yeah,
will not bother with that again.
yeah,
Oh,
give
this
it like a
looks
week or two.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this one's done. Right now,
So now, what's the significance of the 3 stars and like one of them being
so
blue
once
and or two of them being blue?
So this is basically filled in, not filled in, is basically it.
Okay.
So 1 star means you've completed the set. 2 star means you made. If you take the amount of problems divided by 2, if you exceed that number in the number of mistakes, then you don't get the 2nd star. So if the number of mistakes you made is less than half the number of problems, you get 2 stars. Did
Okay.
that make
And what about
sense?
the third? Yes, it does.
Third
So
star
what about
means
the
you
third
did every
star?
single problem without a single mistake.
Okay.
You do the set
So then,
perfectly.
so then, when you start out and you get the first, so you can get the first star, then the second star, then the third star. Can
Yeah.
you only have 1 star at a time?
No. It'll
Or
always show you the max star.
okay,
So the way it works in the data is it says if you complete it, add the star. If you did less than 50%, add a star. If you did it perfectly, add a star. So you will always have the same amount of stars, and this just is a value if it's 1, 2, or 3. So if I add the star, it's always going to be more than whatever, right? So if
uh-huh.
you're at 3, it'll be 3. If you're at 2, it's still greater than 1, so the number 1 will show. That's all it is. So the way you want to approach this, though, is each set, I'm trying to put these in sets that are going to be useful. So I've made the set. I want to reorder them, and then I'm also going to have to kill some of the problems in here because I think some of them are a little too difficult. But if you could
Yeah.
do it, you could do it. Like, it's great.
Well, I noticed that I mentioned that the first challenge that you have,
Uh,
that I felt that the double Atari problems, some of them may have been a little too difficult.
yeah, I took some of these out. I basically redid the first 4 completely. I had some people over and I had them play through the beginner stuff because they didn't know how to play Go. And I was like, here's
Yeah.
the here, try these. And they did well, but there was a lot of problems that they struggled on. And then I realized that they couldn't beat Gabi. And the goal of these 4 is to give you enough tools to beat Gabi, the very
Right.
lowest level bot. And they said the feedback that they got was they learned the problems, but they couldn't figure out how to create the position in the problems. So I
Right.
actually remade the problems on a 5x5 board, and I tried to make basically the same concepts, but relevant to the order of moves that would come up in a 5x5. But
Okay.
basically, I redid the first 4 completely, and I also looked at these thanks to your advice and feedback, and started like taking
Okay.
things out. But Yeah, feedback has been helpful.
That's good.
So the way you want to approach this is you can try it as many as you can, but honestly, I would just start with the study button. And the study
Now, what does
button,
the study button do? Because I clicked it on one thing, and so if I go to the study button, it says 1 out of 0, but there's nothing there.
okay, then it's just bugged. What it's supposed to do, which I will look at this today then, and I'll get this fixed today. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to load this specific set of puzzles
Okay.
and let you go through. Now, obviously, it redirects the page, so you can't just have it. I mean, if you're gonna tab it, that's whatever. But if you're gonna cheat, then just you don't get better at Go. But basically, I want to make you have to put an effort to cheat. But the idea is you will go through the set, and you can explore, use hints, and do all your normal stuff to learn the set. And it should load
Hmm.
it in the same order as well. It should load it in the exact same order. Once you feel comfortable, then you'll go back to this and treat this like a test, right? So
Right.
you can look at your questions with the answer book, but when you go to do the test, you want to take the test without the answer book. And if you
Right.
get stuck and you can't solve it, like try to spend a minute or two, because once you quit, you have to restart completely, which is intentional because it's supposed to help develop your patience as well. Which I think a lot of people struggle with in modern Go is patience. So if you get stuck on something, it's either you quit completely or you sit there for a minute or two and try to solve it. And my goal is for people to sit there for a minute or two, and then if they still can't solve it, then they go back and study some more.
Right.
But the goal is to increase your patience and shape recognition, and then you should get the 1 star. And if you studied really well, you should get the 2 stars. 3 stars, I honestly think if you could 3 star all of this right now, you probably could get to almost dawn level. So
Okay.
I'm gonna have to kill some of it because if you could memorize all of the shapes that's in here right now, you would have almost dawn level reading,
Oh,
which
okay.
is great.
So then I'll just memorize all those shapes.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do that. If you find problems that are like just impossible for 9Qs, then I need to take those out. But I've been going through and trying to like take some stuff out, and I've been trying to get a reasonable number. The last one should be very difficult for most people to 3 star because I put this one as this is the final one of the single digit Qs. So you need to master
Mm. Yeah.
this one. This one
So
is
now,
life and death, and it's 100 problems.
oh wow. So now the thing is, you're calling this single digit Q. Do you really want it to go from 9Q to 1Q, or do you think there might be some value
I
in breaking up
probably
your single digit Qs into two sections?
I might break it up
Because,
into three, honestly.
yeah,
Right
okay,
now,
that
it's
makes
just level
sense.
4, and I'll probably do at least 8. But the thing is, I had to make something, and I knew I couldn't make 8 stages all at once. I just don't have the time to do that in a week. So I
No.
decided to target two types of players that are subscribers: the beginner players and the players that I think are around 15Q to 5Q. And so this was the set I made for you guys, so that way you could still get benefits while I'm building this out. And so
Right.
now I'm working on the next thing, which is you're beyond
Okay.
beginner and you're like maybe 25Q to 20 or 19Q. That's what this one's going to be. But
All
this
right.
one I
So
built
then,
for you guys because you're already here. So I
so then you
prioritized you.
you you really don't want problems tougher than 5Q in that set at this point.
Um, that is a difficult question because something might be more difficult for you below 5Q until you learn the shape and pattern. And then once you learn the shape and pattern, you can solve it even if it is stronger than 5Q. So
Right.
it's really relevant. What I care about is if you do the study section and you come back to it, do you have a chance to solve it? If
Right.
it's just like this is going to be impossible for me to solve, I have to literally memorize and not even try to read because there's no way I could find this. That's the one I need to take out. But
So now,
if you study this and you think you can, you have a chance. Maybe you don't every time, but you have a chance to solve it. Those need to stay in.
so now this J group you got here, is that the same set that you created for me?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I think this
I think there's
one.
13 problems, and I know that's right. There's 23. Yeah, it
Hmm.
was a big set. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good set that I built for you, so I of course immediately threw that into this one. I'm like, if it's good for you, it's good for every single digit gear.
Oh, it was
Um,
great.
I did put it in the second section rather than the first section because connect, cut, capture, race, and ladder. These are like the fundamentals. If you can't do these, don't worry about J group.
Right.
So what my hope is to make you so good at these shapes that it doesn't matter if you know how to attack or not how to attack, that when these shapes come up, you can just punish it because you just know the answer. So I want you to just know the squeeze the Suji. I want you to just know how cutting points work. I want you to know that this is a cutting point instantly. I want you to be able to count liberties in the capture race without too much difficulty. I want you to just know these things, right? And if you just know the things, then even if you're not attacking optimally or at the perfect timing, during the fight, when these shapes come up, you'll be able to punish it if your opponent misses it. And that's what I want. And I want you to not make these mistakes as well. So it's kind of like me drilling you to make sure that you can do every single digit Q fight shape that I can put in a puzzle. And then of course
Yeah.
I have my single digit Q Josekis, which a lot of these are 3/3 invasion stuff as per usual because you're
Right.
exposed to that a lot. So I picked the things you're exposed to.
That's cool.
Yeah, let me know how this goes. My goal is
Mm.
you can do the 2-star with difficulty, but you can do it. The 3-star should be work. It should be like a good amount of work to get 3-star everything. I don't
Yeah,
want the
that's
3-star to be super
every
easy.
problem. That's every problem,
Yeah,
right?
every problem done perfectly.
Right.
I will say I probably want to take at least some out to lower the number, aside from the last one, which is 100, because that one's supposed to be like the big one at the very end, right? That's supposed to be difficult. But as the other ones, I think I want them between 20 and 30. I think would be a good number for this level. So I think some of these I might have like 50, and I think those are too
That's
many.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, like 65. This one I need to
Yeah.
lower. I
Probably
think
should
that's
be
too much.
no more than 25, although 30 isn't terrible.
I want single digit Qs to have more patience than double digit Qs. So I want them to be at least a little bit of effort. And fun fact, because I was doing this today, when you are in the middle of a set on your phone, you can actually turn the phone off and come back to it and open it again, and it'll still be there. There's no
That's good.
timer. So like if you're like on the bus, you can start a set and then you switch buses or something, and you can continue the set on your phone. So as long as like the tab stays open, and I don't push out an update because that screws up everything.
That's right.
Then yeah, you can keep doing the set. It's limited. It's limitless amount of time because part of it is developing your patience. All right, Puzzle Rush is to develop your instincts. This is to develop your patience in reading. Yeah. If you have, let me know when you find problems or which categories have too many and which ones have too little. Like this one needs to
Right.
be longer. 12 is not nearly enough for single digit Q. This is double digit Q numbers. I need to make you guys work for it. That way you can get stronger. And then yeah, these are just single digit Q bots for practice. And this is just to get you to play games, but as long as you beat it once, I don't care. 3 times, if you can do it, great.
Now, when we play the bot
Hmm.
in the challenge, um, that doesn't look at our OGS thing. It's just like separate from that, right?
So
It's
I'm going to, I'm still learning the OGS API, so I'm really struggling with it. But what's going to happen is you're going to link your OGS account to your account, or you're going to request an account and I'll provide it for you. One of those two things. Then, once your account is linked to an OGS account, the games you play here will basically be treated as if you had played it on that OGS account on OGS. So you'll still get the rewards for playing games. Like you get gold every if you've linked your OGS account. Every time you play a ranked game on OGS, you get gold the next day as a notification. This will
right.
be the same thing. You play the bots with your OGS account, you're going to get the gold the next day. So
Hmm.
I reward you playing games against either bots on my website or against ranked players online, which that'll come at some point. But
Right.
it does require you to link your OGS, and I think you can technically do it if you go to the Play Online page. But it's the Play Online page is still buggy, and trying to get all the OGS timings perfect and making sure I have every single call and whatnot. It's complicated, but I'm working on it. But yes, at some point you will have your OGS account linked, and you will get rewarded for playing the bots, and the bots will also be on your OGS account. And I'm going to run the games if you're not premium, which I know you are, so it won't help you as much. But for the people who are not premium on OGS, if you're premium on Smego Dragon, I'm going to run that through my OGS premium account, and you'll still get the AI review.
That's very nice.
And I did ask Noah, I said, hey, can we work out something so I can do this? He said, if it becomes a big enough number, we'll work something out. But right now, like, don't worry about it. It's not even worth the trouble because I'm not running enough games through it to even worry about it. So I do have permission to do this completely. So I can run as many games as I want through my account. And then when the number gets big enough, then we'll discuss like cost per game.
Right.
Okay. Did you have any questions about that before we move back into this?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, someone said, is this hidden? No, it shouldn't be. If we're talking about Smego Dragon, all of it should be public that we just talked about. Okay. Here you're jumping into the center. Reasonable, but I think you should be a little bit braver. Like, you can throw a stone somewhere. Just run away. Just destroy it, right? You're up on territory. Right? You're up on territory.
Right.
White's only chance is to get this. So destroy it. And remember, one weak group is not scary. Okay, only one weak group is easy to live if there's space. If there's enough space, just focus on defense, you'll be able to live. But when it's multiple weak groups, that's when you're going to run into trouble. So just throwing a stone in here, maybe a little bit cautiously, I think is fine. I wouldn't go like right here. Like,
No.
maybe you could, but that's scary. That would be really difficult. Just throw a stone in and destroy the area and you win. That's your win condition.
Right.
Obviously, if you were attacking, this would be better, and then you could break in that way. This would be optimal, but I think this one is too passive. Remember the Benvasions. Go do a Benvasion. The Benvasion moves. Don't be afraid to invade.
Right. I have been invading a lot more lately.
Why Hane? I know you explained the Yulin Yang thing to me, but Hane means you want to play local. So yes, you can play it to gain shape locally, but it's still a local move. If this is not relevant, then we don't want to play here. We want to just nobody move on. So yes, this creates more forcing moves locally, but we don't want more moves locally. This is done. This is strong. So remember, this is not just to make more moves, but it's to make more moves locally. So if you don't want to play local, then don't do it. You could you could just Tanuki. What's the worst that happens? This?
Oh, that isn't that supposed to be bad? That number 2 move. I mean, bad for black.
It can be, but if you got a Tanuki for it, as long as you don't die, it doesn't really matter. Like, as long as you're not gonna die, then you got number 1. So yeah, you get squeezed. So locally it is bad, but you Tanuki'd for it. You could go here as well, but I think the eye shape is a little bit worse. So all I care about is living right now, because I got my points back already. So now I just worry about living. Locally though, if you want to fix, I would just fix with the least amount of moves. Least amount of moves and move on. Because you don't want to be here. You want to play on the big move. Locally, if you want to fight, which might be the best answer, is just a cut. Because your opponent's a weak group, right? Attack the weak group.
Right.
But you do have to recognize your opponent is a weak group. And I think this is something that not just you, but single-digit queues have trouble seeing in general. I think a lot of my students have trouble seeing this.
Yes. I have
But
a
the
very
floating
hard
group-
time. I have a very hard time seeing the weakness of my opponent.
I
mean, if it
don't
was
even think
me-
it's weakness. I think you can see a invasion as a weak group. I think you have trouble seeing a floating group as a weak group because it's not
Yeah.
just you, but many of my students.
Right. If it was, the funny thing is though, if I was white, I'd want to do something about that.
Well, yeah, because you're good at defense.
Right.
But you have to develop your eyeballs to also notice your opponent's floating groups.
I know.
Yeah, so it's not just you. So I want you to feel a little bit better about that. Many of my students are struggling with this, but technically this is a target because it is floating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You see how white got Tanuki first?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so it looks like you're going to lose this game because of the center. That's what Ben's talking about.
Yes. And the thing is, I first of all, the move at 013 was totally unnecessary. Um, and
Yeah,
I and I could have just come out at F15 at that point, and I probably would have been
the
fine because
mentality I get from this is I want to go left, but I don't know how.
right. And yeah, that's probably it. As well as, I'm stupidly making eye shape when I'm already alive because I'm connected to the stones on the right. So
This doesn't make eye shape, this makes connected shape.
yeah, true.
Because the knight's move here, the dog's face, doesn't make an eye very well, but it
That's
does
right.
stay connected extremely well. So
Yes,
this is a way of moving while staying connected. But I
that's
wouldn't
true.
call it eye shape. Eye shape would be more table-y. Maybe
Right.
something like this, where this is not sente. Um, See, now we're getting some eye shape. But yeah, this one shouldn't be eye shape. It can be. It's not impossible, right? But I think I wouldn't call it eye shape. I think I would call it movement. I love that you saw the cutting point, though. That's great. We just need to keep track of the win condition.
Yeah, but it was unimportant. It was
Well, your opponent has now made it important, though.
that
Like,
is true. That is
now it's
true.
massive. Oh no, does
Oh
it?
yeah.
This is fine. This is fine. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and actually, funny thing is, I went for those three stones, but I
Ah.
didn't even really get the three stones. But it turned out okay.
Oh, I do not want Gote here.
Yes, but I had to take at I
Mm,
had to take.
I agree. I think I would have tried to run. This is I would spend quite a bit of time amount of time here. I would hate this result.
Funny thing is,
Uh,
when I took the
yeah.
stone at first, Ben was going to tell me I didn't have to take the stone. He said, "Oh yeah, you have to take the stone."
Yep, definitely have to take that stone. I checked that as well. I was like, can you ignore it? Doot, doot, doot. Nope.
Nope.
That is a definite
Yeah.
negative.
Everybody wants me to ignore it, but of course I couldn't.
Yeah. It looks like a shape you could ignore, but not in this case. All right, this is your last chance to invade. Hmm. Yep, gotta go in. Last chance. Otherwise, probably GG. Unless you can have
Yeah.
a strong end game though. Actually, that's
Well,
still
yeah, sure. It was GG, but what was it? It was 5.5. So, I mean, it wasn't horrendous.
yeah. If you have a good end game, you can still pull this out.
It
That is fixing
it
your knight's move, but
it helped when I played
okay.
B7. I got something out of that.
B7. Yeah, B7's big. Mm-hmm. Uh, this is too soon though. Here, 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 here. Oh man, I want to do this so badly.
I know. I was looking at
Maybe
that
here.
point as well.
Maybe just go
But
here then, right? If it works, it works.
mhm.
I want to say this might be Sente, but I'm not positive. Do all that. Do all that. Yeah, this is Sente. See if you can get these points in Sente. And then come back and do that. Actually, no, you have to do this because there's a clamp. Nope, 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 nope. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
It's
Because
funny because you're reacting exactly the way Ben did because at first he told me about the clamp and said, "Oh no, I'm wrong." So,
we dot players all think alike. We know the same patterns. Fun fact, there's a double-digit Q problem that trips up so many Dawn players on my website because it looks like it's a throw-in problem, but you're in Atari. So literally the answer is capture the stones that are putting you into Atari. Don't try to throw in and do a Tsuji on the other side. But I constantly try to make the Tsuji. When I'm like going
uh-huh.
through Puzzle Rush, I will constantly try to make the Tsuji happen.
I've got to see which one that is and whether or not I would see it that way.
I think the stronger you are, the harder it is. The
Right?
more
Probably.
easily it is to fall into the trap. Did
Hmm.
you check the net? Net is good for white. Yep. What if we fix this way? There, 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 there. Um,
That's not working.
yeah, this might be the answer, but I don't know if you actually gain a point, so probably this is acceptable. Maybe, nah, co-threads versus the Atari. Ah, I'm overthinking it. If I have to think about it that much, it's not worth it. Absolutely go down. Corner is
Okay.
different. Yeah, corner
Right.
is
Yes,
different.
I know. I know. I was doing the thing that, you do on the edge because, it's different.
Why here?
Um, I guess reverse sente.
No?
So if white plays at T3, that's not sente?
Yeah, but white played S5 right now. Right now is not Sentai.
But if I tanuki and white plays T3, then I have to answer and white ends in sente, right? So my playing T3 now is reverse sente.
But we play R Sentai before we play reverse Sentai.
Right. That is true, and I do
So
have sente moves,
you have a
but
lot of Sentai
that's
moves.
why I played it as reverse sente.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, too early, too soon.
Yeah,
Especially when you got a move like this.
that, yes,
This is so many points.
right.
To the point I think you could ignore. If you don't die, you might die though, which would suck. That would suck if you died. But if you don't die, 3 is much bigger.
Right.
This one is technically Gote, but your opponent responded. Oh, you got it. Look at you go. Ooh, and pushing. I will say this is acceptable. You're fixing shape. Oh, nice Tanuki. I'm so glad you didn't fall for this. Because I was worried that you were about to fix with the bamboo or something. But if
Uh-huh.
they do this, you just do that.
Right.
So you read that, you got it, and I'm very happy. Very good, perfect.
Now, I should probably play K3 instead of that.
No, K3 is Gote. Try to get this
Oh,
stuff first.
right.
This stuff first. This stuff first. And this one might
Oh,
be Sentai.
okay.
Because I think there might be some Aji in here.
Yes, and I did do
Not
something in that
quite yet, though.
area later. I did do something in that area
Yeah,
later.
this is looking very Goose the Suji. Like, I think there might be a Goose the Sushi in
You're
here
gonna
if you
like
get
what
to push.
you're gonna like what you see up there when it happens.
No, Tanuki. This is really big. Or very Sentai, I should say. Maybe not really big is the wrong wording, but very, very Sentai. Oh no! Oh no! Do you die? No, you don't
No,
die. You don't
because
die. You don't die.
oh, yes, but the thing is, that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
However, he took the stone and I Atari'd from underneath,
Uh.
if I recall correctly.
Okay, you have 1 liberty. So 6 in the corner dies if
And
there's not a liberty.
I was holding my breath.
Oh boy. Have you done 6 base high problems?
I don't think so.
I think you'll do them in the set. I'm not gonna assign them if you're gonna do the set. I think that's good enough, but just I believe they are in
Well, you know
the.
what you can do? You could type it in, and then at least if I bother to look at the homework, I'll notice it and maybe do it.
Um, as long as you do this, I don't think you need homework until you
Okay,
complete
fine.
this.
I'll be working on that then.
Yeah, if you just do this, I think it's fine because I put everything that I think you need into this, right? Like I spent
Right,
several hours
right.
making this for you, basically.
Yes,
So,
that's good. I'll work on it.
okay. But I think that would be a connection slash squeeze, or a little bit of both. So this is a
Right,
squeeze and a connection to Suji. But I want to say it's
right.
a connection to Suji more than anything.
So you see, I held my breath and I managed to connect
Why
under.
did white fix? That is like
We didn't
negative
have to
six
fix.
points. Oh, that is a terrible exchange. Oh, Dr. Leadfoot. I would yell at Dr. Leadfoot for that.
But later on, he didn't connect in a similar
Whoa.
situation that was good. Now, here's what happened. What I was doing here is I was attempting to plant those stones to maybe use them somehow to make something happen in there.
That is
And
fine if you don't lose points doing it.
well, I did. I lost points doing it, but you know
Tanuki
what? He
now.
won he won by 5.5
Uh-huh.
and I only lost 4 stones doing that, so he still would have won.
That is
Um,
very untrue on how reality works. Like it's a lot more abstract and complicated. But losing 4 points is just not good, right?
no, it's
So
not good,
this Aji
but
exists already. You don't actually have to push for it. But once you
right,
push, you have killed the stones. So now
right.
you've committed because now the points is white's
Okay. So
versus
then
now white
I
still owes
just
a
connect
move.
back. I connect
No, you don't
back
do anything.
instead.
If you want, you go
I don't
activate. Whatever you're
oh, I
wanting to do, go do it.
Tanuki. All right.
Yeah, whatever you're wanting to do, go do it because the Aji is here. And then once it's done, then you come back and fix. Or
Okay,
if
fine.
white gets to play it first, at least now it costs white a move to get it
It's
instead
only
of
and
you
it's
giving
only
it.
2 points instead of 4.
Right, 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 right.
Okay, see here's
Oh, you got to push first.
oh. Oh wait. Now obviously he didn't play it correctly if I had to push first, but something happened. Yeah, he should have done that, but he didn't.
Yeah,
So,
you push and then block and then white fixes.
well, what I was going after was a potential double Atari, and I got it.
That's
Because,
funny.
see,
That is funny. That is very funny. That is expensive
now
as crap.
and and yes, I got about 15 points out of it.
Holy
Ben
crap.
said I should have played G11 next instead of Atariing, but I Ataried at F11 and Leadfoot did not connect the stones, which was good for him.
G here?
No, no, no. After I no, I okay, at this point, um, let's see, I did the double Atari. And now Ben wanted me to play G11.
Here?
Right. But I played F11 instead.
Why?
No, no, after um okay, at that point, yeah, I think he wanted me to play there because what I did was I played F11 and then see what Dr. Leadfoot played. So go back and play my move.
Ah,
There.
that's the one that's slow.
Right. He wanted me to play
Okay.
G11.
You were talking about a different move then.
Okay. But so you see, he ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so if I had played the G11 instead, it would have been better for me.
Yeah, I don't really care about that too much. Getting you to find these things in the first place, then we can optimize. Like
Right.
optimization is like 5Q plus or even 3Q plus. Optimization is like really strong. We got to get you to see the stuff and then you can optimize. But you have to see this stuff first. If you don't even see it, then it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So he was ahead by a good 20 points
Hmm.
before that. And then he won the game by 5.5.
I like that you're cutting, but you're not
Yeah,
reading.
it was a hallucination. It was a hallucination.
Okay. Looks like your brain is deactivating. Like you're
Yeah.
getting tired and you're starting to miss simple stuff. Cause you can still push. You can push. Yeah, this one is a 1 point move. This is okay, whatever. That's complicated unnecessarily. Like the counting here is unnecessarily complicated. This is just not good for whites. In game is hard math. What? Why?
Okay, yes, I could have. Oh, because I read that when he played A4, I couldn't connect. So I figured I may as well
Just don't
I,
connect.
well, yeah, I know, but then why bother to put the stone there?
Because white has to get the point back now, and now it's a code for
Okay,
white to get it back, versus
okay,
white
fine.
just gets it.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff I don't really comprehend.
Ah, for me, I'm like, what? You just take the stone, and now you can't be an Atari. You get to play elsewhere. Versus if you fix, now white might play elsewhere. Honestly,
True. But see, that's the kind of thing I don't comprehend.
Mm,
I can kind of understand it now that you're explaining it, but I'm
mm,
not going to see it the next time it happens. So,
okay. Not dying is still good. You missed the chance here. This is a free point.
right.
That's 10 to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 for 10. I think I'm right, but eh. The amount of overthinking and overreading that I do to get 1 point more is ridiculous. Okay, why not go here now? Now it's easy.
Oh, yeah, I should have.
Yeah, definitely. What? Wasting credits. Ah, it's in the. Your eyeballs are over here. We gotta get you
Yeah.
to. I think you rushed the end game still. Like your start of end game is really good, but the finishing of the end game, the finishing of the game completely, I think is still being. You're still rushing it. Okay, you did get it though, so that's good. I think your end game can be improved another 5 points at least. Good. Okay, now we're just playing Dame. What? There's still more Dame. Is it Japanese rules?
No, it's Japanese. We're not playing Dame specifically to play Dame. I mean,
Sometimes you get a chicken move. You
I know
yourself
that.
have played chicken moves, so
I
sometimes you can
know
get a
that.
chicken move out of your opponent.
Oh, wait. You know what? There's a game. There's a game that I won by zero point 0.5. And the reason I won it is because I played some dame moves that were going to lead to a goose. Now,
Mhm.
they avoided the goose by playing a stone, but then they proceeded to play some dame moves that I could have played a protective move against, but I didn't. And so I won that
Nice.
game because of the threat of the goose and the ignoring of a useless filling of a dame.
Nice. Improving. Not getting
Yeah.
lazy with our reading, and you will start
And
winning more games.
and even if we don't bother to review that game, we ought to take a look at the end.
So, in the last game, the big key was you weren't playing in the center. So
Right.
you didn't notice the win condition. Remember
I
with the
didn't
point,
destroy the center. I did
right?
not
The
destroy
points
it.
lever, you get ahead on points, you destroy the center. That's and
Exactly.
you forgot to
That's
destroy the center.
yes, I didn't destroy the center.
Okay, so in this game you were white. Um, did you see the ladder breaker,
No, I didn't.
or
I
did
did
you see the
not.
ladder?
No, I did not see the ladder.
I thought you might have played this because you didn't want to deal with the ladder breaker. But honestly, if you want to do that, just go here. Now there's no cutting point.
True.
I really like this for you. Like I really thought this was good timing. Mm-hmm. You still have a cutting point, which worries me. It's technically a ladder for now, but that ladder breaker is going to be annoying. So I think fix it, and then at 3Q probably, I would start trying to fix it in Sente. I think you're one of the only ones of my students that plays this move. All the other
Yeah.
ones are too young. Their Go
Too
history is too
young.
short. Yeah, they haven't played Go long enough to know about this move.
Yes, but the thing is, though, I don't play that move because I learned it 25 years ago. I play that move because I learned it last year.
Really? That's funny.
Yes.
I learned this like 10 years ago. That's funny. I thought this was like in fashion, like when the Chinese, like a little bit before the Chinese opening or the Chinese opening, like high. I thought this one was pretty popular. I remember learning it and I used to play it a lot. But I always played or I tried to
Oh
always play the
yeah,
wedge.
that's the tricky one.
Yeah,
Uh,
non-players always play the tricky one. Speaking of stuff like that, um, this is something I've been trying to do. So if you find Josekis, which I have an AI 100 Joseki book, which unfortunately I don't have copies to sell because they're from Korea. Otherwise, I would shout that out. But I've been trying to take some Josekis from the book and put them in here. But if you find Josekis that you think would be very important for a single digit Q to know, I want to put them into this section. So it's got 46. I know it's a lot, but I'm like, if you memorize this, you'll have every like basic 3-3 Joseki pattern down. Because there's a lot of the Star Point 3-3 invasion stuff. Let me just go to study. Oh, I guess the study button's broke right now, isn't it? But the idea of it was you have all of the Josekis that you need to get through the single digit Q ranks. So it gives
yeah.
you a couple that actually will give you nice positions that your opponents probably won't know.
Hmm.
And if you just know these like right offhand, like this one I put in here, it's how to gain some nice territory with the star point if you need to. And then I also have one that does the follow up as well in here. But the idea, yeah, here, right here, you have the same position, and it even goes into the follow up as well. Which I need to order these better. I need to order the problems better. But the idea is that if I force you to learn all of these basic patterns, then you'll basically have exactly what you're doing. You'll just know it. And you won't be scared to wedge. Like the wedge is not in there. Like this one's not in there. But if you just knew the pattern and you just know the ins and outs of it, you would not be scared of this. If you just knew like every like 4 or 5 different ways it could go, you wouldn't be scared of it. And that's kind of
Hmm.
what I'm hoping to do with that Joseki stuff. So if you find Josekis like that, let me know. And then I can try to upload them as problems and add them to a set. And then put them out there for you and everyone else.
Right.
Yeah, your defense has always been good, but this is a big move, and you technically need another move.
Okay, so uh,
I'm wondering if this is a net, but I don't think so. I was hoping for maybe a net or a squeeze. But yeah, looks like there's never going to be anything. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, it's not enough for a squeeze or anything. So it's still a ladder. Oh, Dr. Leadfoot. Hello, hello. We're
hey,
we're analyzing how
we've
to
been
beat
talking
you.
about you.
Zukun's dad.
So
Who's Zukun?
Dr. Leadfoot, did you just show up?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he missed the first game.
The he has access to the VODs though, so he can watch.
Yeah, and this is the one that you reviewed for him in
Yes,
his lesson. So,
yes.
I mean, I can tell that because there's like little
So
triangles and
yeah,
stuff that show up.
there's so many branches in the tree too.
Yeah.
The 7-year-old kid. Okay, to be fair, I think I saw kids and I can't figure out which one's 7. I'm bad at guess the kid's age. So one of the kids got it. But you said he has a Joseki book that's 5,000 pages long. If you can get me a PDF copy, I would. I'll put it on Semeco Dragon and like divide it up by category. You do have a PDF copy. Oh, do I have some work for me now? Yeah, no, I have to still finish going through this one as well. Because what I do is I sort this crap for you guys. That is what I'm good at. My job is to sort it all for you. Your job is to consume it and pay me money. I mean, consume it and nothing else. Just yeah, totally. Why here?
Let's see why there. Um, because because I still want to maintain the ability to get out into the center, and I don't want to be completely enclosed. So I don't want black playing that move. But I guess can still jump out to J7.
Mm-hmm. It's just a stupid window. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to give Paige mod privileges
No
for this
trouble,
the
no
spammer.
trouble.
Um, yeah, I think we're in the second half of middle game, so the center is becoming a lot more important, and this is where you start. Okay, so you know how I said you had a two-space jump that you love to do?
Yeah.
So now we're going for a more higher level mistake that you like to do, which is you like to jump a lot when jump is not always the answer. The problem is this is sometimes the answer, so you have to figure out the timing. But I think
Yeah.
you need to understand the center a little bit more. I think that's part of the issue lately. That would be
Yeah.
something. How do I teach people the center using Go
Yes.
problems?
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah, to figure out.
I need to make some classy approach Go problems. That's what I need to do. So let's go through it. What do you think we should play? Let's walk through it. How would we go about figuring out where to play?
Well, first asking if somebody's got a weak group, and I suppose the stones at the top that black has, they have a nice extension, but um, I don't know, maybe like N16 threatens those stones.
Okay,
And
sure.
also adds to my own center potential.
Do I have any more cold waters? Thank you. Yeah, I like targeting the upper right. Okay, so when we target a weakness or a weak group, we want to think about what do I want to do next, and then I want to attack this thing that supports the next thing I want to do. So what do you want to do next? So we attack the top right, then what?
I don't know. Well,
Okay, let's change it back to the 5 point thing. How do you get 5 points from the top right in Sente? Let's make 5 points.
I don't know. M16.
Okay. Like this. Hey, look, 5 points.
Yeah, and then the 7 is great because what
Mm-hmm.
I really want to do is build my Moyo.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a fantastic plan. I think reasonably you would probably come up with this move at your level.
Right.
This is still 5 points though. Like it's a little bit slow, but it is 5 points. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what you want to think about. It's like, okay, I see weakness, let's make 5 points. I see weakness, let's make 5 points. I see weakness, let's make 5 points. And you want to try to do that. Now, if you can find the shoulder hit, that's obviously fantastic. The 5 points rule. So the 5 points rule is something I've been telling my students, which is I'm teaching them how to attack. And the way you attack is you try to gain profit in Sente. So to start learning to look for profit, because profit is hard to understand, thank you, I tell them just make 5 points. If you can make 5 points in Sente, it means you're thinking about profit and how to profit from the weakness. Once you can do that well and accurately, then you can start maximizing the profit, which is probably like 3Q plus maybe, where you start making it more efficient profit or maximizing the profit and just gaining more and more and more from the attack. But firstly, you have to see the weakness. Secondly, you have to attack the weakness. Third, you got to think about profit. And so the 5 points rule tries to get you to think about those first three things. Here's weakness. Let's make 5 points. And then it tries to get you to attack in a way that gets you 5 points in Sente. That is the dream. That is the goal. But hey, look, I didn't know it saved the pin marks. Feels like it's kind of cool, but it also feels like a useless feature. Like, if you can't see it live, like, what's the
No,
point?
well, the thing is, if it's a video, well,
Well,
that's
if
right,
it's
it's
in the
not a
video,
video.
it's
Yeah,
like
it's
one of
in the
those, like,
video.
it's
Yeah,
cool,
you
but
don't
it's
need it.
completely useless.
Well, you know what it is? It's a teaser because it makes anybody who didn't watch your lesson but
Yeah.
happens to open the SGF file, it makes them wonder, what does he mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah. I just find it amusing. It's basically like, oh, what if I test comment here is a square? It's a rectangle, but shut up. So now you go into the comments. Here's a square. So you can actually,
Yeah, so
can
you
I
could
add to
add
it?
stuff.
I didn't know it saved it on the move. Okay, so I can do, so it's better, good for commentary.
Yeah.
I always use the marks and stuff for game review, commented game reviews. I didn't know I could leave pen marks. I wonder how reliable it is.
OGS can be pretty quirky.
Ah, see, I knew that you would come up with this jump. Oh, I'm so good at understanding my students.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you shoulder hit, a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more efficient. Ooh, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember this. You started the end game timing as perfectly because the AI said now start end game, and you started right when the AI started it.
Okay, so that was the blue move.
Yeah, so your end game timing was AI level in this game.
Right.
Okay, so I think you can come up with 5 points in the end game, but I also think you can come up with another 5 points against Dr. Leadfoot until they watch the lesson as well. uh,
Right.
but with that being said, I think in the middle game, one thing that I'm noticing is you're not getting to the center as efficiently and learning to see floating groups because both of you are my students, so both of you are going to constantly be making bases. So you have to learn to
Right.
like you did when I asked you up here, you saw that this was a four space extension and there's a lot of white
Right.
stones. So if you can learn to notice that and bully it for 5 points,
Mm-hmm.
that I think is the key to beating the Leadfoot that is a doctor that got their
Yeah.
doctor's degree from the OGS Go School and the Clossius School.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's a 4-year degree on OGS and another 4 years to 6 years on Clossius School.
Yeah.
But if you can just keep an eye out for the weaknesses and try to avoid gote moves in middle game. When you're in the middle game, you're like, I don't know what to do. Try to find the weaknesses and make 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is going to be your key. Do we want to take a look at Mendex, or do you want to look at the half point?
Let's see. That's not the one that was the half point that I told you. Wait a second. Let's find uh, the game with Zonum. The week before. The game with Zonum, which is 0.5, go up a week.
Mhm.
That one. Just look at the end, because I think that's the one where I threatened the goose. Yeah, I think. No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. Well, maybe it is. No, it's not.
Oh, this is cool. There's a go problem on the left. So if you go right here to make the point, this is worth more because if you play here, there's a go problem.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact, the reason I'm noticing this is because I just did the co-go problems for the single digit Q section while I was at the doctor's today.
Uh-huh.
I was going through the co-set that I made for you guys. This is something,
maybe,
co's are so powerful, but it's not single digit Q, but I wish I could make you guys see co's because it's like 2 moves in a row almost. To get it to know co's is to get more moves on the board. Co's are fantastic for making comebacks. Oh! There. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh crap. Um,
Oh, yeah.
Neat.
That
Hold
I
on.
yes, I got something out of this. That's what happened. This is not the one I was thinking of though with the threatened goose. Um, but um, I did manage to get a point out of this.
I think it doesn't work because it should be I versus no I. But they have about 20 ways to die. So I'm not surprised you got a point out. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I feel this is
And
what
so
I would call a very high level goose or a trouble master.
right.
This is definitely a trouble master. I don't think it works though, but it's definitely a difficult read. Question for the
But I
Dawn
I
players:
was
which
happy to get that
stone would
point.
you move to make it work? If to turn this into a Go problem that actually does work. Oh, what if I can't do it without changing the liberties? Like, which stone would you add or take away or move in order to make this a Go problem that worked? Maybe like that? Why is there a triangle here? Am I
Uh,
not the first one that came up with this? What?
oh, you know what? I don't know whether Ben reviewed this or not, but if he did, it's something I haven't seen yet, I think. Um, it might be a review for main league because this is a main league game.
Well, I didn't place the triangle, which means someone else came
But
up with the
yeah,
same pattern that
then,
I did.
well, I don't know. Go back to the actual game and see who else reviewed.
I don't. Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know how to tell from the branches. You linked the review, so I don't know. Original game. That's a
At
button,
the
right?
bottom, there you made a review, right?
No.
Or no, you didn't. Okay. Okay. Well, then if you didn't put the triangle in, I don't know who did, and it wasn't a review, so why would there be a triangle?
Well, there's also a bunch of branches, so witchcraft. I don't know. It might have been a review from somewhere else that you've
It had to
uploaded.
be variations. It had to be somebody's variation. That's what it was. Somebody must have put a variation. See, Zonum,
Yeah.
I did a variation. Zonum did variations.
Anyway, someone had the exact same thought that I did, which is kind of funny. So if we
Right.
play it this way, now is it? Yeah, now it's a cow.
Amazing.
There we go. There's the Trouble Master Go problem.
Which I would never get.
Gotta download this. Now I just gotta remember to upload it to Smago Dragon. Oh, that is such a fun read. Oh my gosh, Trouble Masters are so much fun. I love the Insong's book.
Yep, it was a 0.5 game. So now the other 0.5 game that's with Nobo Daddy, that might be the one where there was the threat of the
You could have
goose.
gotten more. You could have gone here.
Oh, okay. But then
White
it's a
can,
cow.
yeah, but white can't lose it. Oh crap! White, white can't lose that many stones, right?
Right.
So there's no way white has more co-threats in this because even this is not a threat. Whereas all you have to do is like threaten a few points. So let's say white threatens the life and death here, right? Wait, what is life and death here? Is this a Seki?
Oh, that might be. If white plays R2.
Oh, according to Samego Dragon, life and death is my weakest part of my Go problems. Is it a Ko? No, it's a Seki. I think this is a Seki.
That is looking like a Seki.
Yeah, I think it's a Seki.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you could have lost.
I know, I could have lost.
Oh,
And if I had protected it, I would have lost by half a point.
very true. Very true. This is why I say Chinese rules.
I would have just lost by more if I.
Anyway, my point here is if starting the Ko is impossible for your opponent to win, then start the Ko and get the extra points. Because it's worth what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points more? And your opponent can't win it, right? There's no way they win it. Except for the problem that already exists. Second Knight's last move was definitely necessary because it could have been Ko otherwise. I lost it. But yeah, if I don't play T2, then they can play in a T2 and then put me in Atari. It's a one-step Ko. Neat. Lots of cool Go problems in this one.
Oh, that's good. So go to the
10,000 year Ko doesn't count. Oh, I don't even want to wrap my head around that.
Go to the Nobo Daddy game. No, not Mendex.
No.
Go to Nobo Daddy for just a second to see if it's the one that had the. Yes, it is. So back up a couple moves.
Well, I immediately see something. Hold on.
No.
Review this game.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
back
here.
Up.
There's nothing.
Yeah, that wasn't
There's nothing.
Yeah,
but I gotta check. I don't know it yet until I check.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. Here. Da, da, da. Looking for the goose. Looking for the goose. Looking for, listening for that quack quack. What is it?
The threat of the goose is once I play those two dame, black has to play G19 or E19. And black did. But the thing is that because I went to play those dame, he had to play an extra point.
Do you remember how I said you can trick your opponent in dame?
Yeah.
You should have played here.
Oh, let them fill.
Let them kill themselves.
Except it's Japanese rules, so they probably wouldn't bother to play it.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. The mentality is they're going to pass, you play, they'll pass again, and you'll play, and eventually they'll be like, okay, this player's going to fill the dame, let me just start filling dame, and then they'll fill it.
Okay, well, that can happen. But then black, after I made them play E19, black played A5, hoping I would play D6, but I did not.
All right, let's see if there is a Trouble Master. So, what's my response here? Fix?
That would be okay.
So I have to go here first. Fix.
Then yes, yeah.
Problem is, this doesn't do anything.
Yeah, which is why I didn't respond.
Yeah, 11 doesn't do anything. That's the problem. So yeah, I think you're right.
I didn't think there was anything he could do, so I didn't.
Yeah, confidence in your reading. There you go. Right. And you won by half a point because of it.
I did. Yeah. Okay, so now you can go to Mendex, because Mendex was an interesting game. In the Mendex game, I should have thrown an extra stone in the upper right corner. He ended up making it into a Seki. I was winning that game. And if I had thrown that stone in, I would have
Tugadintas
won the
2
game
just
by
followed.
2.5 or 3.5. As it turns out, I ended up losing it by about the same. So that was unfortunate. Now, this is a really weird game.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's an
Very weird game.
very
And this,
unconventional.
yeah. And the thing is, like, I didn't play this because I played it because he played so weird. And I just tried to make the most I could out of the bottom, and I made quite a bit out of it. And not only that, I successfully fought off 2 invasions in the bottom, killed them.
Nice. This would go into a territory game, which I know you like territory games.
And by the way, I successfully invaded in the upper right and successfully invaded in the upper.
Nice. Check here first, I think.
Okay. Now, of course, that probably would have made my upper left invasion impossible. I think I invaded the upper
Probably,
left.
but I think you could have
Oh,
gotten
and that's,
Sente.
yeah. And I think
Yeah,
that,
don't do that. Do this first.
okay,
And then you can fix.
okay.
Yeah. It's a bit more powerful and scary for your opponent. And then if they try to get greedy, now you get to fight.
Okay.
Which I know is your favorite part of the game, but wow, what? This is so greedy. This is what the fudge? You're going to do it again just because you know your opponent's going to respond? That is so greedy. Your opponent should never respond to that. Here maybe? I don't know. I don't know what I would do as black. I don't know, something. There's no way that's the biggest move. This is so silly. This is your 1 point jump to the center. I don't know what else to do. Yeah, just go in somewhere.
Well, I was thinking that K6 was going to help me with invasions in the M3 and the H3 area. So, like, I
You're
thought I was
playing
helping
defense.
both sides.
No, just fix one. Do you remember how they say
Okay.
don't invade in the center, invade on the left or the right? That way you have a jump to make an eye.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
the center is the worst spot because then you don't have a jump on either side. So by playing in the center here, you've technically fixed neither. You've supported
Right.
both, but you fixed neither. Versus
Okay.
if you fix one, now you only have one problem. Don't try to do both, just do one really well. This is following your opponent around the board. 1 point jumps. Yeah, you gotta invade. Oh, there's a response here. Do you know the response to the 1 point jump L looking thing? To the L jump?
No, I do not. Yes, I've seen it. Yes, that's great because that makes either push not good.
The only concern is here. But you have that anyway. So, what if we go here? Okay, so yeah, okay, 1 is the best. Okay, it's the wrong one. What about fight? Try to squeeze.
Yeah.
Don't give up the stone so easily. Oh, finally, we get a Benvasion. Benvasion is late, but there is a Benvasion.
That's right.
Very nice, life and death.
I know that one.
Oh, what? We're single-digit Q. How has this happened?
I know. I was real happy when he played that move.
Go do my double-digit Q problems. It's a double Atari section. How does that happen? Playing too fast, man. Oh, you could have done better.
Oh, true, 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 true. The vulgar Atari.
Hmm. Yeah, that's that's probably a 10 points difference. It's very large. That is not an insignificant amount of points. Okay, this one should be Co. No, that's the J group.
Yeah,
That's
I know. And luckily
no.
he did not know the J group. I knew
Oh
the J
no.
group.
Oh, you're dying everywhere.
And wait a second, I made it live later. I mean, he did not know it, so I tanukied it. Um, but I made it live.
Yeah, just do one. You can't invade next to a weak group. You just need to aim for the Co with the Knight's move.
Mm.
Because you know the J group dies
True.
now, so you know
Yeah.
that with the
Right.
Knight's move it should be a Co.
Right.
This is the more complicated J group if you want to do that.
That's true. Yeah.
I believe there's a way to no, this one's still a Co as well. Er, yeah, this is definitely a J group though. You shouldn't play this one.
I know it's
This
J
one, you
group.
know. Okay, may the eye, may the eye, may the eye. All right, go live. Just live. I don't know what your plan is, but just live. Because if you go here and I don't care, then don't you
True.
still die?
Yep.
No.
Oh, I don't. That's interesting. Okay. But I
Oh,
was
wait,
pretty
wait, 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 wait. What if I just go here? Yeah, no, I'm stupid because the stone doesn't exist yet. Haha. You're still not alive.
I go back and I put a stone at B19 eventually.
Okay, maybe. What is the life index here? There is it a. Um, looks like you're alive. It's just bad in game.
Okay. So there's no place for him to throw a stone in there that's going to work for him.
Because you have A17 now.
Right.
So yeah, it looks like it's just in game.
Okay, so now here's the first of his attempted invasions
Nice.
in my bottom moya, which I. Oh, okay, that's
Second
better.
line, take away
Yes,
the
second
eyes.
line, second line.
This is how you die. That is how you live. That's is that Gote? That's not even a bulky 5. That's a box 4. What? Chicken move. What is the chicken move?
I know I shouldn't have played it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking is going to happen, but it's an Atari. I don't know what else it's what to worry about. Yeah,
Yeah,
super chicken move.
yeah, it was a chicken move.
Good life and death. And this is why I have 100 life and death problems at the end of the single digit Q campaign. It's because there's a lot of life and death you got to learn. Can't you just kill it?
Probably can do that. Yeah. More simply. Yeah. But
Maybe this is simpler.
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, this is asking for a co.
Right. But he didn't I don't think he did it.
I
No,
want
he didn't.
co is in section 2 or 3. Once you get to the co's and master co's, I think you're gonna be very happy creating co's in places. I think you'll have a lot of fun creating co's. It is in section 3, so it's gonna be a minute before you get to it. At least we know that you'll nail the J group. I wonder if you can 3-star the J group. You might be able to.
Well, Do I have multiple opportunities
Of
to
course.
try to okay, then I can definitely do it.
Yeah,
Because
you can only
I
do it like one at a time, but you can try an infinite number of times. It's just the test. You just take the test as many times as you want.
right, okay, well, I can definitely ace the J group. There's no doubt about it. I just have to go through those 5 problems, um, some
I am
more, and
so annoyed that I'm struggling to get 3 stars. Okay, these problems, like 99% of the problems are easy, and then I'll just mess up one, and then I won't get the 3 stars. It's so annoying. I haven't exactly tried to grind the 3 stars, but yeah.
but now the
Uh,
1 star is just for
tilting.
trying every problem?
No, 1 star is when you complete it, but it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. If you complete it, you
Right.
get a star.
So you do every problem, right or wrong.
Right, 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 right,
Yeah.
right. You have to get them right. You can just as many attempts as you want.
Oh, okay.
So you'll answer the question, it'll be like wrong. Answer the question, it'll be wrong, 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 right. Okay, it counts. And you move it on the next one. So there is no forward or back button. There is no skip. There is a hint for the first 3 problems. You can hint to get an idea of the category and how it works. But beyond that, it is basically a test where you're supposed to take your time. And if you still can't get it, then you go to the study and you just study it.
Mhm.
Oh man, this is so tilting. I get like 99%, 98% of them, and I just didn't get the 3 stars. I'm not like
Okay.
grinding it out right now because I need to code all day, but it's still tilting. Like it's single digit Q problems. Why am I not 3 starring them? I think if you
Okay,
could
so
3 star them perfectly, you would have Dawn level reading. If you could do it
well,
easily.
yeah.
What the heck? Um, I think
Yeah,
you're fine.
I thought about that, but
I
I
don't
I
see
knew
how
that
this
the
could
other was
work.
safer.
Yeah, but your reading is pretty good, so you should do it.
Yeah.
Your life and death is pretty on point. So apply it. Your life and death is strong, so apply it. You have better life and death discipline than I do.
That's pretty damn amazing.
I I've always been bad at life and death for my level. Because I just hate doing life and death problems. I love Tsuji's, I love squeeze problems. I hate life and death. It's just so annoying to me for some reason.
Mhm.
But, you know, gotta do the part that you hate to get good at the game. What? This is such a chicken move. What
Oh, it
is
is.
this?
It is. That's terrible. I shouldn't have played it. That's just terrible. I
Uh,
think I was tired.
that's gotta be like, I know you get really tired at the end of the game.
I know.
We gotta work on your stamina. I think you're like, if black gets 2 moves in a row, then there's a cutting point.
That's right. And of course, I would see it in time.
Oh, so if
So,
black goes here, you go here. Black goes here, you go here. Black goes here. I see. That's what you're worried about.
yeah, I guess. Well, play that again. I want to see that again.
Okay, so black plays, you play. Black plays, you play. Black cuts.
Okay.
That's what you were reading.
Right,
Okay,
right,
okay.
right.
It's not a chicken move,
Okay.
but always take once. Okay, it did look like a chicken move at a glance, though. Always take once, though. There's no reason not to take once. I pre-called the chicken move. I pre-chickened. Good, good. Yeah, keep pushing, keep pushing. This one is better. It's not cuttable, and it goes in deeper. Good. I swear, when you get to the end game timing, you do really well. Push once. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Ah, you can't because if they get F19, F19 is Sente, so.
Yeah. I think I think I was thinking about that.
So, okay, so this one to me, I don't like because I don't like the mentality behind it. So, if I understand correctly, you got to this point in the game and said, it looks scary, I'm going to fix. This also means, though, you ignored it without knowing the result.
Yeah, I know that. That's so it's so bad. It's bad.
So it's a bad habit. Now,
Right.
timing wise, to fix the end game, maybe it's good. Yeah, I think there's maybe you could peep that first before doing that. But yeah, timing wise for the end game, it might be okay. But I know the mentality behind moves matters.
Okay, now, unfortunately, the upper right became Seki.
Yeah.
But then when I looked at it later in AI, it turns out that I could have made a co that AI believed I was going to win
No,
because
no, no, don't worry about
I
that.
played it through.
If you can't count
Um,
co-threats, then don't pick co over Seki.
um, well, so anyway, it turned out to be Seki, and I lost the game. And it's unfortunate because I had actually counted this game, uh, and I knew that I was ahead by a little. Now I had counted it maybe 10, 5 minutes earlier or 10 minutes earlier. And so some things had happened since, and I was low enough on time by then, amazingly, that I didn't feel as if I could completely count the board to decide whether to put an extra stone in there or not. And it turns out I could have afforded to put the extra stone in easily. And
Mm.
if I'd had more time, I would have totally counted the board.
That means you're using your time though, so that's good.
Oh, I'm using the thing is, I I really often don't know what to think about, but I spend most of my time counting because at least I know how to do it.
Yeah. Don't forget whenever the point of the Clossius approach is to tell you here's a strategy that you can try that will at least give you something. It doesn't have to be the best thing, but it'll give you something. This is double sentai.
Yeah, AI wanted that.
So remember, you if you get confused, just Clossius approach.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Sekis in the corner. I care more about you learning the J group first before I care about you learning the Sekis, though. There's about a
Right.
thousand things to learn in the corner. Yeah, this is fine. I don't think you should go here. If you can't count the co-threats, don't go.
Right.
Okay.
And so I lost that by what? 2.5 or 3.5, something like that.
Someone asked what a J group was. It looks like a J. See? It's a letter J. And then here is my set that I made for Buzzsaw.
It's great.
I say J group, but I combine them into corner life and death puzzles. So corner pattern or
Yeah, that's the
corner
group that you
patterns. So like
have. That's
corner life and death problems. Yeah.
yeah, that's the name of the set you have on the actual site that isn't a special set.
Yeah, so
Corner
I
life
don't
and
limit
death.
it to just J groups. I basically throw all of the 3 life and death and co problems into it. Here's corner life and death, and we'll add it, maybe sprinkle in some co's. Gotta make our headache cake look tasty. Um, okay, anything that we can look at for 9 minutes.
Let's see. What have we got? Um, well,
Here's the
you want
latest one
to
you played.
take a quick glance at it. Just click through
You
and
know what I immediately notice?
what?
Oh, that's you're white. Never mind. Oh,
I'm
cool.
white.
Nice. So
I am
black did what
white.
you do. Wait.
Well, yes, and the thing is, I won this game because I built such a huge center, and I felt really good about it.
Your opponent made the same mistake that you've been making, which they
Exactly.
didn't do
So this
anything.
is like
Oh,
the
and it's
lead foot,
handicap.
the lead foot game in reverse, I guess.
They said, not to be confused with the golden chicken standing on one leg while petting raccoon's crane nest. Mm-hmm. I like that you went for the influence, Joseki.
Hmm.
Considering like your 2 stones, so that means you should be the stronger player. So you're like, I know that they're gonna struggle with the center, so you went for the center. It's a cool idea.
Oh, and since it was 2 stones, I was really nervous about this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I could win against 2 stones. So I was like really amazed when I did.
2 stones is no different than an even game.
I know.
Imagine it's an even game, but you're not going to get your in-game advantage.
Okay.
Or you can flip it. One of the stones you will get back in in-game, so don't stress about it.
Right. And I know that up to 3 stones, I'm supposed to play a normal game and wait for the mistakes, but
Uh
that's
huh.
easy to say.
Yeah, easy to say. There's definitely a mentality that people don't like, but if you can just nonchalantly go about like a normal game, just classy approach it, should be fine. I like that you invaded here. That's fun, and your opponent chickened out.
Well, the reason I did it is because it was a wide extension, I believed, from that stone, and I thought, just throw a stone in and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, you remembered that lesson.
Hmm.
Just throw a stone in,
I
see what
do.
they do, because you can
Yeah.
get stuff out of it. Your opponent's panic. That's fantastic. Do you know why I like this, Joseki?
Why?
Because it was played in the Hikaru no Go for the Toya versus Sai match, the
Oh,
Mejin versus Sai, and it was this Joseki. I always found it such a fascinating pattern, and since it was played in my like at the anime that taught me the game, of course I'm going to remember it. You want to 3-3 first. You need this 3-3.
okay.
Otherwise, you're going to live on the second line, and that's no fun.
No, true.
Maybe it's still worth them for them to come out, but still. I mean, you're getting away with everything. No, no! I have warned you about this shape.
I know that.
Oh, you're gonna get in trouble. When should
I'm
you
gonna
play
have
the
to
clamp
remember that.
after
I'm gonna have to
C4?
remember that.
When should you play the clamp after C4? Extend block variation. Extend block C4? I don't know what your question is. I don't understand it. Jump.
Okay.
I don't think you have the
Right.
liberties to double Hane.
Right. You're right.
Mm, maybe you do. I don't know. It feels uncomfortable. Good squeeze. Oh man, tell them
I
to get
just
lessons
say,
from me so I can yell at them for this move.
oh, Sir Husky hasn't
Attack.
taken lessons with you yet.
I've reviewed their games. I don't think it was a lesson. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of like NAOL versus random online reviews versus lessons
Right.
because I
Yes.
look at so
And
many people's games.
yeah. And of course, I bring you so many people to look at.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely want to cut off the stone now because now you have a wall to attack with. All right, and then let's say black defends somehow. Make 5 points.
uh, J14. Oh, now H15. And now Uh, the question is, which stone do I help?
Make 5 points.
Um, make 5 points. Uh, K 14. Okay, that ladder doesn't work. But that does. So that doesn't work.
What about going here,
Yes.
here, here, here? Um, I think you could just Atari. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is like, here's 5 points.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yep, gotta train your eyes to find 5 points. That is the goal with the attacks. But yeah, the capping move is definitely the move.
Good.
Black's in a ton of trouble here. I'm not like I was considering like sacrificing him to try to break the position simply because it's so hard to play in there. I think it's worth fighting here if you can break the corner, but I'm not positive. I don't actually. The timing here is not good because there's still a fight right here. So maybe this is fine. What? What? Why? Why chicken out? There's no reason. Oh no, what a bad exchange. Just take Sente.
Okay.
Yeah, don't overdo it. Yeah, you got your stone cut off because you overdid it.
Yeah, true.
You cut
Well,
off black
what's
stone.
interesting is my white group ends up living on the right side. But what's interesting is he didn't see it as alive and he went on it, which cost him. Um,
Oh, he thought it was dead the whole time.
no, not dead, but like I think he thought he could maybe harass it and make it dead. But so I went on to build the center and ignored all the moves he made against my living group.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
that I don't love.
Yeah, the connection to CG. This is why we need that diagonal. So remember the 1 point jump back when. This says I don't mind if you connect because I'll just get the influence. I destroyed the area. I'm satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
But once it got later, it became valuable to disconnect. So you have to play the diagonal.
Yeah.
Now
And by
that
the
doesn't
way,
work.
we are in overtime now, just so you know.
Okay. But now it doesn't work. With that, do you have any questions?
No, not really.
Okay,
And
so
thanks for the lesson.
homework will be the SDK campaign. Just do as much as you can. Advice, we are working on the center one space jump timings. Gain 5 points when you attack. Remember to try to keep focus at the end of end game.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, thank you very much.
All right, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right, and if you guys would like lessons like the one you just saw, you can actually do that here. You can buy a bundle, or if you are on Mega Dragon, if you're on Mega Dragon, you actually upgrade your Mega Dragon subscription, I believe, and you should have access to lessons now. So let me go to my profile. Or if you can get game reviews too. I also do game reviews now for like $3 a game. So on your profile, you can actually go down to lessons, and now you can manage your subscription and book lessons here. Or you can go into your games, which if you link your OGS account, you can go right here, get all of your OGS games. It gives you nice little percentages and stuff. So out of my recent games, I've won 91% of my games as black and 50% of my games as white. And then if I wanted a review, I just click this little button and it's $3 a game, and I will look at it, and then that will show up in the reviews tab right here. So that exists this way. If you want me to teach you, I have many different tiers to teach you. So this is kind of an add-on. And then, of course, subscribe to Smego Dragon gives you access to all the puzzles that I'm currently making, campaign, puzzle rush, and all that fun jazz, which is basically homework that I'm going to assign in lessons and game reviews. So hopefully you guys enjoy that and found it educational and helpful. And with that, let's go ahead and find someone to raid. Bats is going live, so we'll go ahead and raid Batty Go. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.